Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and yeah, I wanted to bring up a point here. How nuts Charlotte County government is, and the police and the sheriff, etc., etc. There was a guy here that a lot of you guys know. His name is E. McGuire. He was making, he was doing, sunshine law, FOIA requests, etc. He was basically auditing to make sure they were doing their job correctly at the Charlotte County government building. And apparently, he did such a good job that they didn't like him, and they trespassed him from the building, and they built a wall with the window because he was doing audits and doing exercising his right to free speech and to investigation, and it's nuts. They trespassed him for a year. The lady that works in here, a boyfriend or husband or something like that, works for the sheriff. So they did bogus charges. If he had a lawyer, I mean, he could have beat it, but I mean, it wasn't worth it. And he's trespassed for a year, and he can't even go in here just because he was doing audits on this place. It's absolutely insane. But I was actually here today, and I thought I would show you that we heard they built the wall, and they weren't lying. They built the wall. So before this room was open, you could walk up to the lady, ask her for a FOIA request, sunshine law, etc. And just because he did that, they spent. In fact, actually, this is my FOIA request today. I asked how much did the wall cost. So that's coming, and then I asked for a couple other things. The lady that was there before that got him in trouble because she didn't like it that he was there doing that wasn't there at the time. A younger lady was who was actually decent and nice, unlike the other lady before that got him trespassed for a year. Unbelievable, illegally. So I just thought I would show you a video, and then I'm going to attach the other videos to where he was trespass, man, and the reason why. So I'll attach those videos to this, but that's nuts. They've got your government is that paranoid of you. Keep holding them accountable, and it's really sad. But so here is the wall, and like I said, this room used to be open, and they built a wall because of doing a FOIA request. Oh my God. That's how much your government trusts you. Really sad.
Hello, Miss Rogers. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. I came to do a public records request today.
Okay, let's go here. What is it that you need?
Well, I went to see Mr. Horton at the code enforcement last week, and I asked him if I could see his last two emails, sent or received. He wouldn't give them to me. He said he didn't understand a public records law, and he sent me here. So
We actually have those here. This is the actual request for the email, and this was the last email he was sent. And we also had a report that you wanted, the animal control report.
yes,
And
yes,
that's,
yes.
you can have that as well.
Now, how come I just can't go to these agencies directly and request these
Well,
documents?
what we have set up is you can request them through them, but it would be released in a timely manner based on 119. And 119, I'm sure if you've reviewed it, there's a lot of exemptions, and we want to ensure that the citizens receive the proper record they're supposed to, and that any exemptions are claimed. And a lot of the lobby staff and stuff of that are not fully trained on what is exempt and what is not. So that's why we have it going in and out through one location.
But don't you think they should be trained on all this?
Well, have you read 119, all of it?
I have a very good gist of it. Ma'am, I'll be
Okay,
honest,
well,
I haven't read all of it,
it's
but I have a
quite
basic
extensive. And it is
understanding.
statute-based driven, and so I'm sure if you're familiar with statute-based, it is interpretation
Mm-hmm.
based. So therefore, we can't obviously keep up on it. They do change legislation, obviously proposed, I think, maybe 40 changes this year. All of them didn't go through, but it's something that constantly changes. So just to ensure that the citizens receive their accurate request and it's filled properly, that way they're not saying, no, you can't have it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just taking your request. And
But I
putting it
think that it's
proper.
creating like unnecessary delays, and I mean, I don't understand what there was to be redacted from an animal control report.
There wasn't anything redacted in that one.
See, and then I had to come here
But
and
there's
get it from you.
possibly. Will we email it to try to make it more convenient?
But I want to inspect and
And-
document the original documents.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to, I understand that. And I respect it because, it is good to have the checks and balances. But most people who are trying to get the information because, they're requiring it for, to take to court for civil matters, with guardian animal control.
Because I've been accused of having chickens by the city.
No, I'm just saying when people want reports, like if somebody wants an animal control report, they normally aren't concerned about inspecting the original. They just want a copy that they're going to take. So that's why it's worked out. A lot of citizens prefer to just receive it via email. Some of them come up and pick it up, but a lot of them find it more convenient to receive it by email.
I thought it was more convenient if I could just simply ask for the document and have it given to me, and if there's a reason not to, something needs to be redacted, it's a sensitive information, then to give that to me in writing, which he wouldn't do the other day.
Right.
So I was concerned about that,
Where are you concerned? Because you couldn't have it when you wanted it?
I couldn't have it in writing as to why that he wasn't giving it to me.
He wasn't not giving it to you. He was taking your request and having it filled in a timely manner. So he didn't necessarily say you couldn't have it. He just said he couldn't provide it to you at that time. He was going to submit your records request, correct?
Well, he told me to contact you. He didn't say he was going to submit it. So.
Well, he did submit it. He submitted that you wanted the records request. So that's what he had done.
Now, was there anything that he needed to redact from these documents?
From his email, no. That was just the last email.
I mean,
And
I
this
really
is
don't.
his email to me for your request.
Ah.
That's what that is. He's stating that he spoke with you.
And where's the last 2 emails sent or received from them?
He advised you on the last one, so it was just the one that was sent.
I asked for his last 2 emails sent or received.
Okay, well, we can, complete that request.
I just think if you would have just, given me the documents there, we could have saved all this time and hassle of having to come here and deal with this after like a week of time.
Well, it wasn't a week of time. It was ready the next day. So that week of time is because, you couldn't make it back up here, which is understandable. You have to work or whatever you have going on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But you
That's
also
why I'm
have
saying that
to-
it's not convenient for the citizens, because when they're there and they can just have the record,
we
on
haven't had
hand.
any complaints from any other citizens when we email them,
Mhm.
and they've been provided, in a timely manner. So I'm not quite sure. For you, I understand it was an inconvenience for you.
Mhm.
But if you had,
I'm sure it's happened to other people. They just don't come in here, like how with the camera. So, because like I have had some
I have
emails
not had
from
any
people
complaints.
upset about things with Charlotte County and records. So,
Oh, have you?
yes, ma'am, I
I have
have.
not had any transferred over to me, but they're more than welcome to
To
voice
come
their
and
concern.
contact you, Ms.
Yes,
Rogers?
of course they can.
All
And
right,
I have
guys.
here's my business card for the public records if you want to get that on
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
You can put
I
that
will.
out there.
Guys, please call her if you have issues.
I did actually get a phone call from somebody the last time you posted a video,
Mm-hmm.
and he was from out of state, and he said he wanted to say that the process was actually good. He had nothing but comments to say, positive comments.
Oh, good.
So that's the only call I did receive. I didn't receive any other ones, but definitely if there's anybody who thinks we can improve our process, I would always look forward to that. That's what we're here to do. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter to me, it doesn't bother me.
Well, it shouldn't. And like I said, like I would like to see that other email that I asked him for.
Okay, well, I have to do a search. It's not something that obviously we keep.
Mhm.
So if you want to have a time frame, let me get a pen.
I'll just come back at my convenience.
No, I mean like a time frame of the request for the record. Because you want the last 2 emails, so do you have like, it's fine?
You have one of them here, and whatever the one was prior to this one.
You want the one prior to this one, or the one prior to the one he sent to me? Because mine was at 4:37.
The one prior to this one.
The one prior to 3, so before 3:05, that email. And you don't want to email to, you want to
No. I would like to inspect the original document.
Okay,
Yes,
no
ma'am.
problem. 305. And would you like me to call you when it's available, or are you just going to
You can call me.
Okay.
That's fine.
Do you want to give your number?
Sure.
You want to write your number so that way it's not on the phone?
Oh, these people all know my number.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine,
Go
man.
ahead.
863
863
517
517.
1966. You know, I don't mind. You know, if the public contacts me, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just
Fine.
ready. No problem. Okay, so we'll give you a call when it's ready. Probably Monday, I would say.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
what time is it? 3? I might have it by 4 today if you wanted to hang around. But
I think I'm gonna go.
okay. All right.
But you enjoy your day, Mr.
All right,
Rogers.
you have a great weekend, and maybe I'll
Okay.
see you Monday.
All right.
All right, take care.
Here, the appeal process is on the bottom. It's already signed. You need to leave the property.
I have a hearing here, though, with the magistrate this
You
morning.
need to leave the property.
I gotta leave, man, or they'll arrest me. Just meet me across the street.
They want to put you in a corner to where now they can arrest you for not showing up.
I don't know, man. It's crazy, dude.
Well, doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, how can I have my hearing this morning, inside of there, and I'm trespassed from the facility, dude? How do they trespass you from a fucking a public place,
Yeah.
These are some of the things that I complain with government
You read
about.
that warrant.
Yeah, man, but let me go across the street, because they're gonna see, he's watching to see if I don't leave right away, he's gonna arrest me. What government does when you try to investigate them, they will trespass you from a public place so you can't return there. Now, they know that this morning at 9 o'clock, I'm supposed to have a hearing before the magistrate about the chickens. So what this is a way to keep me from having that hearing, and they're going to say that I didn't show up to it, and then it's going to be a default judgment against me. That's why that cop, he was sitting there, right there waiting, as soon as I came in. Said I was rude and disruptive, and I harassed the employees of the facility, when all I've done is come there to talk to Mr. Rogers and Mr. Horton about things, related to public records and the chicken violations. So because I made a comment on YouTube about the employee, they trespassed me from the facility, is what this is saying. Wow. What do you think about that, sir?
I think it's crazy. It's just foolish. When that cop was standing inside the door waiting for you to show up, it just blew my mind when he said he had to talk to you privately. Just pulled you outside and handed you this.
What do you think about me being trespassed for making comments about a public employee on the internet? I think that's First Amendment protected activity.
Definitely is First Amendment protected.
Now I'm no longer allowed to use the public facility across the road, or I'll be arrested. Well, that's America for you guys. So they call it freedom. Alright guys, so here's a copy of that trespass warning that I received today from the Charlotte County Administration Building, which is a public place. And let me read the reason why I was trespassed. Facts and circumstances. Violation of Facility Rule 9. Disruptive and harassing conduct which intentionally interferes with employees in the performance of their duties, including but not limited to videotaping a female employee during the course of her employment, posting the video on YouTube, and posting a sexually explicit comment on YouTube about the employee's anatomy, all of which created a sexually hostile environment for the county employee, and a violation of Charlotte County Ordinance 2016-027, Section 1-2-82, subsection C2, same. So basically, they're angry, well, she's angry, about comments that were made on YouTube about her tits. And that's why I'm trespassed from a public place. Frankly, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I know that I got 10 days to appeal this, which, you know, obviously I plan on doing, and we'll get some video of that. I'll probably get arrested going up there, because it says that to appeal this, I have to appear at 1850 Murdoch Circle, which is also the same place that I'm trespassed from. So, I mean, sounds like to appeal this, I'd have to incriminate myself. I don't know how they can. Are they familiar with free speech at all? These people. I mean, if I post something in a comment on the internet about her titties or whatever I want to say, that's my right. It's got nothing to do with me coming to a public place, and she was never threatened. Now, if we go to rule number 9, which, see, they were so nice to attach all the rules to it. See, facility rules. Number 9, disruptive, harassing, or unsafe behavior, including conduct which intentionally interferes with employees in the performance of their duties or intentionally interferes with the proper use of the county facility by others. I don't know how that applies because, you know, this never happened at the facility, and even if it did, it would be free speech anyway. Very interested to see how this plays out. Now, what they did was they ambushed me as soon as I came in there today for my code enforcement hearing. Now, let me show you just how cowardly that they are. Do you remember Mr. Horton telling me that he couldn't dismiss anything, had to go before the magistrate? Well, look at this little letter that I got in the mail today. Let me read it to you. Notice of dismissal. Comes now Sean Horton, Code Compliance Manager, who voluntarily dismisses this action against E&D McGuire regarding the property at blah 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 in Port Charlotte, Florida, without prejudice. Dated this 29th day of July, 2016. What cowards. They wouldn't even face me in court. That's how terrible these people are. They knew they were full of lies and bullshit and wouldn't face me in there. Instead, I get this for talking about titties. Well, anyway, guys, I mean, if you know me, you know this won't be the end of it, so see how it goes.